Have you noticed something strange happening in NASCAR lately? Week after week, Toyota keeps finding itself at the front. It doesn't seem to matter where NASCAR races or which Toyota team you're watching. Somehow, they continue to be one of the strongest manufacturers on the grid. Yet somehow, the same manufacturer continues to look like the benchmark. So what's actually going on? Is Toyota simply building faster race cars? Or has one veteran driver finally explained the real reason everyone else is falling behind? Brad Keselowski just pulled back the curtain on something most fans never get to hear about. And once you understand what he revealed, Toyota's dominance suddenly makes a whole lot more sense. So stay with me until the end, because this isn't just about Toyota winning races. It's about why Ford and Chevrolet may already be losing the bigger battle behind the scenes. When Brad Keselowski speaks about NASCAR competition, people usually listen. He's a former Cup Series champion, a team owner, and someone who understands what happens inside manufacturer meetings just as well as what happens on the racetrack. That's why his latest comments have generated so much attention. What stood out wasn't frustration. It was how honest Keselowski was. Instead of criticizing Toyota, he praised what they've been doing better than everyone else. Keselowski openly admitted something many competitors probably didn't want to hear. According to him, Toyota has simply done a better job than everyone else. And perhaps the most surprising part, interestingly, Keselowski wasn't focused on horsepower or any hidden technical advantage. He believes Toyota's biggest strength comes from something much less obvious, the way its teams share information and develop together. Keselowski explained that Toyota deserves credit for the way all of its organizations work together. As he put it, they deserve credit for that. He said Toyota has built a system where its teams openly collaborate, exchange information, and improve together instead of operating independently. That level of cooperation allows every organization to learn faster. If one Toyota team discovers something during practice, the others often benefit from that knowledge almost immediately. Instead of solving problems alone, they're solving them together. And over the course of an entire season, those small gains can become a massive advantage. Keselowski then turned the focus toward Ford. And this is where his message became impossible to ignore. He admitted Ford simply isn't operating at that same level. Instead of criticizing individual teams, he suggested the entire manufacturer needs to improve the way everyone works together. His message wasn't aimed at one driver. Rather than blaming one team, Keselowski focused on Ford's bigger challenge. Because in today's NASCAR, speed isn't only created in the garage, it's also created through communication. He explained that every manufacturer has talented engineers. Ford, Chevrolet, and Toyota all have experienced drivers and strong organizations. The real difference, according to Keselowski, is how they work together. The difference is how efficiently they share what they learn. Toyota has turned collaboration into one of its biggest strengths. Ford, according to Keselowski, still has work to do. That doesn't mean Ford lacks talent. It means the information isn't flowing as effectively. And in a sport where fractions of a second decide races, that can change everything. What's interesting is that Keselowski didn't sound frustrated. He sounded realistic. Rather than searching for excuses, he acknowledged that Toyota earned its position. In his words, they deserve the credit. That's not something fans hear very often from a direct competitor, especially while battling for wins. But those comments also carried a challenge. Because if Toyota built this advantage through cooperation, then Ford has the ability to close that gap. The solution isn't mysterious. It simply requires every organization pulling in the same direction. Keselowski also pointed toward RFK Racing's own progress this season. He believes the team has continued improving week after week. The performance is moving in the right direction. But he also understands one team alone can't close an entire manufacturer's gap. Success has to happen across the entire Ford lineup. That's why he believes stronger collaboration is becoming increasingly important. Because beating Toyota won't happen through one breakthrough setup. It has to become a collective effort. The timing of these comments is also important. Toyota has built incredible momentum throughout the season. Toyota's strong form has been hard to ignore, with its teams regularly fighting for wins and starting near the front. That consistency isn't accidental. It's exactly what Keselowski was talking about. When every organization contributes knowledge to the same system, everyone becomes stronger. Instead of one elite team carrying the manufacturer, multiple teams become capable of winning. That's exactly where Toyota finds itself today. For Ford and Chevrolet, the challenge is becoming increasingly difficult. Toyota isn't standing still. Every race provides more information, more data, more opportunities to improve. If one manufacturer is learning faster than everyone else, eventually the performance gap becomes noticeable. Not because the cars are dramatically different, but because the entire development process moves faster. That's a much harder advantage to overcome. Perhaps the biggest takeaway from Keselowski's comments is that this isn't a story about one race. It's about the future. Manufacturers aren't just competing on Sundays anymore. They're competing every single day behind closed doors, in engineering meetings, simulation programs, data analysis, setup discussions. The teams that communicate best often become the teams that perform best. And according to Keselowski, Toyota has mastered that process better than anyone. Of course, none of this means Ford or Chevrolet are finished. Far from it. The Cup Series changes quickly. One major breakthrough can completely reshape the competitive landscape. Keselowski clearly believes Ford has the people capable of doing exactly that. The challenge is bringing everyone together. If the manufacturer can improve its collaboration, share information more efficiently, and develop cars as one united group, then the current gap may not last forever. But until that happens, Toyota remains the standard everyone else is chasing. One thing is certain. Brad Keselowski didn't expose a secret engine. He didn't accuse Toyota of bending the rules. Instead, he revealed something far more valuable. Winning in modern NASCAR isn't only about having the fastest car. It's about building the smartest system. And right now, Toyota appears to have built exactly that. The question now is simple. Can Ford and Chevrolet learn from Toyota's blueprint before the championship battle slips even further away? Because if they can't, Toyota's dominance may only be getting started. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like the video, subscribe to NASCAR Nation News, and let us know in the comments, do you agree with Brad Keselowski? Or is there another reason Toyota has been so dominant this season?